Should they be looking at rebalancing their portfolio? Is that the sort of thing you would do if people are not getting that sort of service from their existing financial advisor? Is it good to have somebody else check over?
Well, that's the good news about the way I've advised people to invest their money, that very much today I'm a great believer that you need to have people at the coalface who are looking at the situation and making decisions on your behalf, because the world moves so quickly with computerization that decisions to be fed back through and discussed with the client is sometimes too late. So I've always adopted, or for very recent years, adopted a process of using a discretionary fund management process. That means you've given permission to the people who are investing your money to change the portfolio according to the situation that they see, and keeping it within what we call a risk profile that you, the client, are happy to live with. In other words, if it starts to get outside of that risk profile, they will automatically rebalance it. So that function with the monies that I've advised people to invest is happening automatically. So the question, should I look at and rebalance, is not a relevant question for the client, because your fund managers, your management process is doing that automatically for you. And they're in a much better place to make the right decisions about how to rebalance than the client is.
Just as an aside, are they doing that because of they'll clearly be doing it with experience, but I suppose with AI, they've got real-time information coming through.
Lots of real time, lots and lots. It's a bit like weather forecasting, which, believe it or not, we are much more accurate with these days than we ever were before, because we can simulate so many different things that could happen because of historical information. And you've got the same thing going on with discretionary fund management. Yes, we're in a pandemic, which is a once in a 100-year type situation. So you could say it's unique in that sense. But you can simulate these things. You can do millions and millions of simulations in order to work out the best course of action for you. It doesn't, I have to say, guarantee you will always make money, but it may defend your money much better than previous processes would have done.
I think we must face the reality that there's no such thing as certainty, safety, security. You've just got to minimise the risk. And
it's about managing the risk. People traditionally will say, well, if I don't want to take any risk, then put your money in the bank. And that's true. If you put your money in the bank and it's in a cash deposit, you are taking no risk of what might happen to the economy and the markets, etc., etc. The problem with leaving your money in the bank is the same as it's always been. Actually, the interest rate you get fails to keep up with the rate of inflation. So the reality is your money is going backwards in terms of what it'll buy, simply sitting it in the bank.